Hi guys, Alex Peak Performance Reviews. Welcome to another vlog and welcome to, I guess a bit of a different one, but it's that time of year. It's the end of 2023 and as always, we always go across and through our analytics and the general how the year's been, our car awards, etc., and all of that with you guys. And first and foremost, I hope you all having a great Christmas, had a great year, and yeah, you're ready to smash 2024. I'm going to start and basically say thank you to everyone new and old. If you've been watching through the inception of almost the channel for a long time, for years, comment below and let us know who you are, because I like bigging up and talking about our subscribers that have been there for a long time. And obviously if you're new as well, hit us up in the comment section as well. It's lovely seeing your comments and I always try and reply to everyone basically. So, but let's get into the video. I'm going to go through lots of different metrics and analytics as well as our 2023 car awards, so to speak. And I'm going to hit it first and foremost with the viewership this year and in general. So far, one thing I wanted to talk about is what we've done in terms of viewership. Now, I started the year hitting about 30,000 to 40,000 views per 30 days, which I kind of hit for quite a few months on the tail end of 2022. And it was just getting to the point where it was a lot of hard work for not a lot of gain, and I was losing the will to live, so to speak, and just the will to keep doing YouTube. So I've gone on that high and low journey with YouTube, contemplated quitting, but I've really just kept going at it and making sure that I've been posting at least one video a week, which is hard work anyway, but I've been really committed to that, and I really kind of want to put the effort in with YouTube. So thank you for sticking by us, and thank you for basically watching the videos, guys. So if you're involved in that viewership and you're watching this, we have basically, I think only 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago, I was hitting in the 90,000 kind of area. And this morning, funny enough, just as I'm kind of getting this video ready, working out what I wanted to talk about, I finally have hit over 100,000 views per 30 days. In fact, it was 104.7 thousand views in 30 days. Honestly, the metrics now, the second half of 2023 have been unbelievable, and the channel is going really good, and I thank you all for watching, and especially liking and commenting. It really helps the videos. So if you're involved in that metric, honestly, if you are watching, you are involved in that metric, thank you so much, and let's make 2024 an awesome year. On to the next one. Viewership as a totality for the whole channel. It's around 7 years, the inception or start of the channel, 7 years. The channel has amassed 1.93 million views, which is amazing. But the next metric is even better. So 7 years we've been going roughly. 5 years, 6 years really serious. But the last year we've been smashing it. So we have had a great 2023. This metric blows my mind. I didn't know about this again until I checked it this morning. I have hit, or the channel has hit, which is me, has hit 560,000 views this year. 365 days, give or take, it has hit 560,000. So if that 1.931 million metric over the 7 or so years, we have done 560,000 views this year. It's unbelievable. So again, honestly guys, thank you so much. It just shows you how good 2023 has been finally for the channel. Very tale of two halves. The first half of this year, it wasn't great. I think I amassed probably 150,000, and then the second half of the year, really just keeping at it, it's finally kind of paid off, and it's starting to viewership and subscriber counts, really doing well, and I'm so thankful for that. And going forward, the viewership hours, which is again another metric that blows my mind, people who have amassed 13,107 hours of viewership this year, which is an awesome metric when you work it out. It doesn't sound like a lot, but for a channel my size, it's the whole metric of everyone watching. It's that amount. It equates to that amount. It's crazy. This is a really cool metric. On to the next one. Likes versus dislikes. Now look, it isn't the be all and end all, but of course as a general summarized thing, you want to hope that most people are liking your stuff rather than disliking it. So even though they're watching it, you want them to like it. But this is an awesome metric. Dislikes. I've only had 374 dislikes, and I've had 11,473,000 likes. As a metric and as a percentage, that's 96.8% like versus dislike. So 96.8% of the viewership has been likes, not dislikes. So that is just so positive. The best way to look at it is as a percentage. You don't look at it as a number of dislikes, because loads of people are going to not like you for saying you don't like a car that maybe they like, maybe they have, you know, but you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be non-biased in the way that you review. At least that's what I think. So you're going to sometimes say things that, you know, not everyone agrees with. Things are sometimes subjective, but the general feel of how, as a channel, I feel to a car, I have to, you know, say things a certain way, and because I want to. That's me. So that's awesome. Comments, I've had 563 comments, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. It's way more than one a day, nearly 2 a day. Some days you have 5, sometimes you have none. But recently we've been getting a lot. If you're someone that watches the videos, one thing I will say is, if you can comment, try to comment, because it is really, really good. Like and comment always, because it's great. And it's great to have interaction, and for me to talk to you guys, it's always really, really good. I quickly dropped this metric in because I tried to have a look at last year, but I couldn't quite remember. But I seem to recall my male versus female viewship used to be, I think it was something as crazy as 0.9% of my viewship was female, which more and more girls like cars, and I think it's getting better and better with inclusion in sport, and I'm very much passionate and pro for that. So I think that maybe more females are watching car content on YouTube, but that may be the case, I don't know. But I've certainly gone to a few events where I'm speaking to partners and stuff like that, and they're really the females are really into it, and I'm trying to make sure that they subscribe as well, which is really cool. But yeah, as a metric, I'm sure it was between something like 1% or 2% female versus the 98-99% male, but it's now 93.7% male and 6.3% female, which 6.3% honestly is awesome. I'm really, really pleased. That's a huge increase in my female viewship, which is awesome. So I'm really, really pleased with that. Okay, going on to other things. My hopes and wants for next year. First and foremost, my subscriber count to this day right now is 5,827. Now, around the start of the year, my want that I thought I was going to get was circa 5,000. I wanted to hit 5,000 subs. I weren't happy with that, but my head said, the way things were growing in 2022 and the start of 2023, my head said that I was going to look and aim to get around 5,000 subscribers. It changed, and towards the middle of the year, the channel started popping and really going off. And for that reason, my aim was around 5,800, and a loose extreme aim, which I knew I pretty much was very, very unlikely to get, was 6,000. We ended up with 5,827, which is awesome. So it blew the 5,000 I was thinking it might hit out of the water, and I ended up hitting the 5,800. That was a really good extreme end of what I hoped I might get, and then 6,000 didn't quite get there, but that's absolutely fine. I'm really happy with that number. Would have liked to have got to the 6,000, but we weren't quite there. Aspirations and wants and desires for next year, I would like to get to smash right past the 10,000 subscriber count. That's a big metric number that I can't wait to hit. 10,000 is quite a special number in terms of subscriber count, but I think based on an algorithm and looking at things like Social Blade and guesstimations on a year on in the future, I would hope that we maybe will be able to hit somewhere around 12,000. Again, it's quite an extreme push for that, but that's what I'm going to aim for. You heard it here first, 12,000. That's roughly what I want to aim for. So yeah, other than that, I also then want to make sure that I say a load of thank yous or a few thank yous. Obviously, as a small channel, we don't get a lot of sponsorship. We don't get a lot of people that necessarily come to us and go, can we do something with you? Or we sometimes approach people and ask them if they want to do a little something with us. We've been very lucky over the years to have different sponsors, mainly through our racing. When I used to race, I've done less of that, you would have noticed in this year. But I hope to do some in the near future and more again in the future. When that will be, I don't know, but there's definitely some plans for some other stuff which I'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, obviously I want to thank people like the manufacturers first and foremost. So that's everyone that's ever lent us a car at these manufacturer test days that we get invited to. Thank you if you're watching, to all of you. I really, really appreciate it. To the press teams, you know who you are. Thank you so much, honestly, for supporting us as a channel and myself, and I really, really appreciate that. And more so to the ones that are actually starting to lend us cars. There's a few that have stopped lending us cars for reasons I won't get into. If you watch the channel and follow the channel, there's a few reasons why. You'll know why, and it genuinely is like that sometimes in this game, but it is what it is, and it's a shame. But there's also some amazing manufacturers that have lent us cars. Porsche GB, I want to give a big shout out to, because Rob and the guys there have been fantastic with me. I pretty much can go to Reading, pick up a car for a full day, as long as I get advancement of kind of what we're going to do to them. Amazing. So I'm getting to drive some awesome Porsches, which I love anyway. You just can't really find a bad chassis Porsche, I don't think. BMW UK have just been amazing to me, to the extent now as well. I have got a bit of an exclusive if you're watching this video. I have got an M2 manual gearbox car coming very, very soon, and I'm going to be making at least 3, maybe 4 videos on that. Really exciting stuff, but I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I've got some cool, exciting stuff to come from that. So the brand new G87, I think it is. Terrible with those, the codes. M2, the new M2, newest M2 manual. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. I've heard really good things about it, and it's my kind of car. Forget the looks. We're not talking about the looks. I probably will when I review it, but let's not worry about that. I can't wait to drive the car. It's meant to be amazing, so I'm looking forward to driving that. Meant to be ridiculously fast as well. Rear-wheel drive manual, awesome. Yeah, looking forward to driving that. So yeah, also Suzuki UK, they've also lent us a car. Thank you to them. I'm in talks with quite a few different manufacturers now. We're getting closer. I think numbers are getting good to support manufacturers lending us cars. So we're getting more who seem to want to be on board, which is great. I want to give a big shout out again to Iventuri this year. The guys there have been fantastic with us. They've you know, done some cool things with their intakes, you know, and I've done a lot with them, used it on the FK8 and now on the RS3, and that just intake, that carbon intake and a carbon turbo tube are just second to none. And the guys there have just been so supportive and done things with me throughout this year, actually, which is great. And there's going to be some more in the future as well, which is awesome. Soon to be Revo UK. I've always done stuff with them. I've done stuff with them before. The Audi, again, a bit of an exclusive to the video. If you haven't heard on maybe some of the lives, I mentioned this. We've ordered some stuff, basically. We've got a big intercooler on the way and stage 2 tune for the RS3. So that car is going to get very, very spicy, and I can't wait. And we're getting it spicy because we may take that to Time Attack. We may take our Supra to Time Attack. We may take both to Time Attack. But we're hopefully going to be doing some Time Attack stuff. Definitely, hopefully a full season with a mixture of cars. That's UK Time Attack, so I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna, big thanks to Clive Atho, they've always supported us. We've used some of their facilities, and Dell and the guys there have, we've done some stuff with the RS3 as well. EBC UK, we're talking with them about doing some cool stuff, again track based with the RS3, so I'm looking forward to doing some content with them. Big thanks to Supercharged Performance, who lent us their dyno for the Suzuki Swift video recently. We're going to be doing some more stuff with them as well, which I'll talk to you about in the future. Yeah, exciting times really. So again, yeah, thank you so much to all of those manufacturers and people that have supported us throughout the throughout this year, for sure. And now, drum roll, on to our basically car awards. So I'm going to go straight into it, and I'm going to go for, before I go to the car awards, actually, I'm going to talk about the best performing video. Now, viewership on some of our car content doesn't do as well as it used to pre-COVID, but that's a given for small and medium-sized channels. They just don't grow that much. However, the best performing video of our whole year was actually the MG4 X-Power, a car that I really enjoyed, and for the money, it's like supercar performance for yeah, basically not a lot of money, which is incredible. And I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute, because it may be involved in an award. But before you switch off, because it's an EV, look, anyone who would follow me personally will know that I actually am not unbiased to any car. I love my ICE cars, which is basically a internal combustion engine. If you don't know, it's a word that's bandied around a lot these days. I still like my combustion cars more than I do an EV, but EVs have come on a lot, and there's some great EVs out there. So I do like them as well. I kind of support them in some way, shape or form. So yeah, I'm going to go on to best EVs. So I've got a first, a second and a third place, and I'm going to go straight in at third. Some people may be surprised, but some may not be, because this car is probably the best value EV out there, but I've still got to put it in third because it's just on feel of everything. So if you cast no money aside, if it was money wise for cheapness, if that makes sense, or for the cost, this would be top, and it's the MG4 X-Power. But for me, it's in third place as an all-round package. If you kind of almost forget the price, it's the third best car. Just fantastic car, all-wheel drive platform, 3.7 0 to 60. We tested it, I think, at 3.9. I think because it was quite low on battery, otherwise it would have been probably doing 3.7s easy. But it's so quick and such a capable car, great chassis, really fun to drive. In second place was a car that was my first for quite a while until more cars came out, and that was the Genesis GV60. I just loved it. It just had an amazing, almost like Audi RS6, Audi high-end interior, RS interior type thing, but with that crazy raucous mental package underneath it, and just so fast, 500 horsepower plus. It's the GV60 Sports Plus. It's just a mental car, all-wheel drive. I think we tested it with the roll-in, I think roll-out. I think it was about 2.9 with non-roll-out. It was something like 3.1 or 3.2 0 to 60. It was just insanely quick. It's so quick. But the first place, basically, I think last year the best EV was definitely the Taycan. I drove 2-3 last year, but this year it was a car that really reminded me of the Porsche Taycan, and it's the BMW i40 M50. It basically is an EV version of an M4. It's that kind of pace, it has that kind of capability all round, and it's just a ridiculously good car in a saloon package that can do everything for you, and potentially save you money if you use it in the right way. If you go to these supercharged places, which we won't talk too much about, it's expensive. It can end up being quite expensive car to run, give or take. Not really that expensive, but you know what I mean. But if you use it in the right way, it can be a fantastically affordable car, albeit the car is quite expensive, M4-esque in terms of price. But forget that aside, unbelievable car. Moving on to all different cars as well. Best car in general. This is my general favourite cars are internal combustion engine cars, and I'm going to go in third place to the Suzuki Swift Sport. Very cheap car for a car that had a 7-year warranty that I adored. Anyone that watched my video content on that, I can't talk highly enough of that car. I adore it. So that's in third place for me. Brilliant little car. It's just every bit of power you need for the road in every condition. It just works so well in the wet, so well in the dry. Perfectly balanced chassis, really fast on a B road, and just has everything you need, especially for that kind of price point. It's just a brilliant car. So that's my third place car. In second place, it was the Maserati Grecale Trofeo. I always have to say it with a weird Italian accent. I don't know why. I just read it and I'm like, I have to say it. That car was just fantastic. It was I think it was a 3-litre V6. It was just crazy. Sounded amazing, and it was The chassis was incredible. It's the best sports utility vehicle, like SUV, I've kind of tested ever. And the motor is from the MC20, just detuned a little bit. So it just had an amazing sound, and it just had so much response and character. And the car in general, the way it drove, it was fantastic. So that was my second place car. On to the best car of 2023, and without a shadow of a doubt, value, everything, and as a car in general goes, the Toyota GR86. Wow. I always liked the GT86, which is the older outgoing one, Gen 1, but it was very good, but it never made me kind of go, wow, that's unreal, you know. This one kind of feels like Porsche GT4 special, if you know what I mean. Much cheaper, doesn't have the interior, it doesn't cover ground A to B because it hasn't got the power to do that. But if you put a little bit more power on that car, honestly, and I said that in my review, I'm like, this chassis is so good, it needs even more power, but it's perfect for the road. It doesn't really need any more power, and it's just, the chassis is just so rewarding. The gearbox is amazing. The steering weight and feel is beautiful, and the communication and the feel and the fun factor that car gives you is just unbelievable. It's one of the best cars I've ever driven, and if honestly, if you're in the market for something like that, circa £30,000, and there is Toyota are drip feeding some more allocations for it, and I'm hearing on the grapevine possibly in Jan. So if you're after a car for circa 30, that's just a sports car that you can just drive anywhere fast, A to B, what a car. Honestly, best car of 2023 for me, the Toyota GR86. Going on to there's no Porsche GT4 on the list because I think it was a tail end of last year. That car's unbelievable. The M4, the M3, all noteworthy cars that I loved last year. I will be driving loads more amazing BMWs, I'm sure, and more Porsches in 2024, and I can't wait. Hopefully, maybe this year, it might be the first year that I drive an RS Porsche. That would be fantastic. That's my aim. I did already mention it. I've got a BMW M2 coming from BMW UK, and there'll be lots of other press cars hopefully coming in 2024. So there's loads of exciting plans there. Supra plans, I'm going to enjoy the full amount of power, because I think the last time I went out in my car, if you're new to the channel, I own a Mark IV manual Toyota Supra with 1,251 horsepower. I have only experienced about 800 of it because I've only got it back not too long ago. So I'm yet to experience another 400 odd horsepower, 450 more horsepower, which I will be doing and planning to do in 2024. And I'm going to be refining it, building it even better, and doing some things to make it a bit more lightweight, make it handle even better. We're in talks with a few companies to do some amazing things with it on the chassis, and maybe some aero and CFD spicy stuff as well, and doing some stuff hopefully for Time Attack in that as well as the RS3, possibly Time Attack. Lots of track plans on the RS3. I'm not going to tell you all about them, but we've got lots of nice little track focus plans for both, the Supra and the RS3. It's not to say that I won't attack and do some quarter mile and half mile stuff, because I definitely am planning to do that with both of those cars as well. The Supra, I would like to get out and maybe do a quarter mile and see how quick we can get the car on the quarter mile at Santa Pod perhaps in 2024. It's one of my plans as well. And definitely some trips, maybe a Euro trip or two, and lots of fun content for you guys to just watch and enjoy, hopefully, as well as us enjoying making it. So yeah, honestly, there's loads of other things that I've got potentially planned in the grapevine for 2024, some of which I don't want to just reveal or say yet because it might not happen, but there's some exciting stuff to happen. Really, really exciting stuff to happen in 2024. And honestly, guys, I just want to say, to finish off the video, thank you so much for being there, for watching us, for commenting, for liking. Guys, if you've been here for not very long and you want to say something, hit us up in the comment section. If you've been here for ages, comment and say how long you've been watching Peak Performance Reviews for. And honestly, guys, as I said before, and to anyone who's helped in any way, shape or form to our channel, I wish you a really, really prosperous 2024 and have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe. See you again in the next one. Bye for now.